Good day, everybody. Welcome to another video. This is Jerry from BackCountry Wrenching, and we got the good old TJ in here that we're going to get ready to finish the last major project. At least I hope it's the last major project. I also just picked up this 2-pack off Amazon, USB rechargeable soft headlamp 2-pack right here. That might come in handy for working on things in the garage. I don't know, what do you guys think? I just pressed a button at the back. I'll just test it out in the corner here because it's a little on the dim side. Hit the light. Okay, so that's bright. This does actually light things up pretty good. It does, and then off. Not too shabby. Does have red lights in the back that light up as well. I think it's kind of neat. First thing I'm going to do is I got my jacks and I got some blocks because I don't want the jacks to be extended fully, but I find it's a little bit sketchy, so I like to put my jacks on blocks. I'm using this portable power press. And what I'm going to do right now is lift up the body to take all the weight off the suspension, and then I'm going to throw the jacks underneath once I'm fully extended as far as I can go in the jack. I'm going to be pretty happy with that. That'll give me enough space to pull that axle out, slide the jacks underneath. I'm going to pull these shock bolts out. They're 13 millimeter and they look pretty rusted, so I'm going to try this WD-40. Supposed to let it sit, but I am just going to spray it down like that for lubrication. This 3/8 Milwaukee, honestly, I think it's kind of useless. Once I bust it free. Oh yeah, it's on there pretty good actually. I'll get this one up top. Just yeah. Now you are. So as I mentioned before, you may or may not need to remove the bolts of the rear shock, or the front shock I should say. The reason why I did it is when I go to drop the axle, if by chance the stop hits in the shock and I need that extra little oomph, I'm not going to have it. So this way, if I need to push the axle down farther, of course the shock's going to stop at its maximum travel, and I can still push the axle down to wiggle the spring out. Now I'm going to pull the sway bar link out right here, and it's a 19 millimeter. See how well these ones come off. It's been like 10 years. Let's see if they can pop out to the side. Nut flew underneath, so I'm just going to use a brass hammer and see if I can use the gun, spin it out. There we go. That side is out. That actually worked out pretty well because you guys know you got that steel bushing in there, and you can see on the bolt, we're lucky it didn't seize in there, and it's probably been over a decade. Let's hope this sway bar bolt comes out and doesn't come back to haunt us. Nope, we're coming out, we're out. Yes. Yeah. So last thing I gotta do is remove the track bar bolt. And by doing that, getting the track bar out of the way, it'll allow the axle to drop fully to the point where I can get the springs up without a compressor. Let's hope it comes up without a hitch as well. Right on. We're out. So the track bar is dropped and out of the way. Should be able to lower the jack down now, and I should have enough room to get the springs out. I know in my older videos I'd use the spring compressor, but I think this might be I might be able to get them out. So I dropped the bump stop for one. That'll help me get around. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Come on, baby. There we go. Through the front. Generally speaking, once you have one side out, the other side is easier to pop out. Remember, pop it to the front. You can use a spring compressor too to make it easier, even if you just have to compress it like an inch or two. Alright, we'll see how well this one here wants to come out now. Just gotta find the position. What I want to do is get up over there. There we go. And out. And I'm gonna remove the bump stop too because I got new ones. There we go. So that's the bump stop comparison of the stock and the Energy bump stops that I'm going to be replacing it with. Now with the springs out, I'm going to jack it up. Because you guys know I have that issue with the drive shaft hitting the exhaust. But one other person said they did an LS swap. And if they bought them out, it smashes their power steering pump. So I just want to check that out. I'm going to try this fancy headlamp out. Oh yeah, lights are up a little bit. Okay, so you can see back there. That's where we're going to hit the exhaust. And well, we're still a distance away from the power steering pump. More so just the exhaust. Looking underneath, looking at replacing the steering to something heavy duty. Might be cheaper just to buy a set instead of build my own, because I'd have to buy a die for the tube bender, and that's like $400 for 1 1/4, where I can just get complete steering kit for around the same price or cheaper. So that new steering stabilizer, I'm gonna replace the axles to the chromoly, and I need to bust those upper control arms out and take apart those Johnny joints and re-grease them. But I'm looking forward to getting this done. I'm hoping in a month and a half to have this back together, providing there's no Easter eggs. Time will tell. When things go smoothly, something's about to go wrong. What are you doing? What are you doing, DCs? What? Do you want to go outside? It's ugly out. Noms. What? What? What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing, DZs? Hey, what are you doing? Doms. Doms. What are you doing? I gotta go out for a few hours. Are you gonna behave? What? Just ignoring me? So we had all this nice weather and got up today, and it was kind of snow and gross out. There's a couple things I had to do. I had to go down to Princess Auto to pick up some things, and it was the Calgary Outdoor Show this weekend. I was going to go to meet up with some friends. And while I was in Princess Auto, I looked at this Power Fist 75, little portable 115-volt welder. Thought maybe something like this might be good for trail repair. And then the Outdoor Show wasn't really all that great. Just a bunch of overpriced stuff that I would never consider thinking about purchasing. And then on my way home, I saw this douchebag parking right here. What are you doing? What are you doing, Doms? Is this what the giddy life is? Is it? Is this what the giddy life is? Now that I'm back home, let's have a look at what I picked up from my local PA for some future projects. Nothing too terribly exciting. I got 2 rolls of high-vis airline. That orange just pops. I need to replace the airline on my air compressor here, and I need to build another air-up tool. I picked up some TIG welding rods, or filler rods I should say, for thicker materials. I picked up a air hose repair kit, magnetic grounding clamp for welding. Picked up a pair of linesman pliers for work. And of course, because of my accident where the TIG torch fell on the ground, broke, I picked up this magnetic TIG torch holder. Hope that should help out. And brake clean was on sale for like $3. However, it does not say if it's chlorinated or not. So this Yukon gear and axle box came in, and this is the chromoly axles for the front. So replacing the stock axles and putting some stronger ones in to help accommodate the 35s that are going to be going on. Besides for that, today's been pretty much wasted. I went down to the Calgary Outdoor Show because I was hoping to look at some new gear for overlanding, camping, etc. It was a total waste of my time. The only thing, actually there was really nothing that was worthwhile. All I got was a clip of this trailer, and there was another setup there for basically an overland trailer system in the back of a pickup truck, but they wanted like $55,000 for it, and I almost broke out laughing. So like, no. People, anything that's attached to like the overland community, the price is automatically like 10 times more than what it really should be, and people eat that up. And I don't know why. I could not waste my money. Like $55,000, I could probably build one, the exact same unit myself for like under $10,000-$12,000 easy. Guaranteed. I think it turned out alright. The only thing I had to do was cut the end off, put a 1/4-inch MPT on it because it had 3/8. But this was on sale. That was the reason why I purchased it. 50 feet. It was $29, $39 around there. I can't remember now. But I'm not sure how it's going to turn out in the video, but that orange just pops. Next thing I want to do is pop all the cotter pins out and start getting the steering out. Still loving the light. Yeah. Pop this old steering off. She's only been on there for like 10 years or so. That's what I like to do. Bang it off. Spin the nut back on. Some people tell you to hit the sides. No, I don't. I like to hit the top. See? A couple hits. Don't have to get crazy. Drop it down to the bottom. One hit-a-roo. yeah, this LED light gives off some strobing, I can see. Need to get that shock off. Oh, it came out. That's a good sign. That's a good sign indeed. Come on. There we go. I don't know, I think it's safe to assume that that steering stabilizer shock is shot. Doesn't move at all. I would assume it's supposed to extend out fully, but it doesn't do anything anymore. I'll have to do a confirmation, but I'm just measuring the threads on my adjustable track bar. It looks like it may use the same size threads as the steering on the TJ, which might be good. Next hurdle is gonna be if I can get the bolts out of those Johnny joints there. Bolts have been greasable, but that doesn't mean they can't seize up. What the heck? Over. Is it not 19? Definitely not. Jesus. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, she'll come out. She's coming out. I don't want to jinx myself, but theoretically, if one side was good, the other side should be. Let me see if I can get the gun on there. What the hell is this one here? Jesus, what a fucking nightmare. So far it looks like I'm on the right path. All the bolts came out from the upper control arms. Lower ones, gonna be a different story if they weren't greased. And next step is get the plasma cutter out, cut that bracket off, so we can start fitting up the trusses and getting the axle polished up to weld. All right, you know what time it is. I just finished helping out a fellow YouTube fan that had some issues with his ATV, Jacob, and trying to sort it out, and gave me a case of beer for coming by, so we're gonna have one of these bad boys. Let's crack this bad boy open. Stella, 5% alcohol, little shot can. It's deceiving because it's tall and skinny, so you think that it's less, but it's actually 355 mils, which is the same as your regular can. Motherfucking beer time, everybody. Got a little bit of foam coming off the top. Another video in the works. Continuing on. My hoodie's full of Tomcat hair, and next part of the video, I want to get the axle truss put in, welded. It's going to take a little bit of time. Get the TIG welder fired up. I got to figure out how to get that pedal to work, because I don't like the lift TIG. I'd rather have a pedal where I could variable control the amperage. If I'm getting too hot, I can back off the pedal and so forth. But I want to thank everybody for watching. I appreciate it. And cheers, everybody. Sooner I can get this TJ done, sooner I can take it out, start enjoying the fruits of its labor. while the JK's inside, because the JK is going to get torn down, do everything I need to do before I do the LS swap, and then after that we'll start on the Cummins 4BT. I don't know what I'm going to do with the Cummins 4BT yet, but I definitely need to do something with that. It's been sitting in the garage too long. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.